Who is Leonardo da Vinci? For kids. Have you ever seen this painting before? Do you know what it's called? You got it. It is the Mona Lisa. Do you know who painted the Mona Lisa? It was painted by a famous artist and inventor, Leonardo da Vinci. Leonardo da Vinci was born on April 15, 1452 in Vinci, Italy, which is just outside of Florence. He was born and lived during a time called the Renaissance period, which is known as the start of the modern age, and was a time of many famous artists, writers, philosophers, and others. This is why Leonardo is sometimes called a Renaissance man. His father, Ser Piero, and his mother, Caterina, were not married, so Leonardo grew up living with his father. Here is an interesting fact. Leonardo's last name, da Vinci, is Italian for from Vinci, which means that Leonardo's last name just tells us where he's from. Now you can tell your friends you know a little Italian. And a fun fact. As a kid, Leonardo loved being out in nature, and he never went to school, but was educated at home in the areas of reading, writing, and mathematics. At the age of 15, Leonardo da Vinci became an apprentice for a prominent artist named Andrea del Verrocchio in Florence. Leonardo learned a painting technique called tempera, which means that the artist mixes color pigments with water and egg yolk to make paint. Who knew that was even a thing? Leonardo showed a huge talent for painting, soon surpassing the skills of his mentor. In 1482, he began work for the Duke of Milan and continued to paint and to sculpt during this time. He was also commissioned by the Duke to design weapons, buildings, and machinery. He had over 20,000 pages of ideas. Hundreds of years later, some of these ideas and drawings were used as blueprints to create perfect working models. Some of these designs included sketches of hang gliders, helicopters, war machines, musical instruments, types of pumps, bridges, and more. Here's an interesting fact. Leonardo was so concerned that someone would copy his ideas that he spelled words backwards with reversed letters so that his notes would only be readable when reflected in a mirror. Talk about a secret code! Also during this time, Leonardo produced his first anatomical or body studies. His most famous of these studies is most likely Vitruvian Man, which you may have seen before. Recognize this painting? It is called The Last Supper. Here's an interesting fact about it. In 1495, the Duke of Milan asked Leonardo to create a mural for his dining room. This priceless piece of art is what Leonardo created, and it made him very popular as an artist. Can you imagine if The Last Supper was painted on your walls? That would be pretty wild. In 1503, Leonardo started work on the Mona Lisa. One of the reasons why this painting has become so famous is because the eyes in the painting appear to follow you wherever you are standing, which is kind of creepy and cool at the same time. But Leonardo da Vinci was doing many other important things besides just creating art. He designed a bridge in Constantinople, he did many projects for the Pope, and he continued studying human anatomy and physiology. Eventually, around the year 1516, Leonardo became the premier painter, engineer, and architect to the King of France, Francis I. He died on May 2nd, 1519, at the age of 67. Talk about an amazing life! Let's see how much you remember about Leonardo da Vinci. During what famous time period was Leonardo da Vinci born? The Renaissance period. True or false? Leonardo had over 20,000 pages of notes filled with inventions and other ideas. True. Fill in the blank. One of Leonardo's most famous paintings is called the Blank Supper. Last. Great job, friends! Leonardo da Vinci was an interesting and intelligent person who accomplished many great things during his 67 years of life, things that are still significant and relevant today. The next time you see a helicopter or study anatomy, you can think about Leonardo's 20,000 pages of notes, drawings, observations, and discoveries that are still studied today by people all over the world.
Hope you had fun learning with us. Visit us at learnbright.org for thousands of free resources and turnkey solutions for teachers and homeschoolers.